They've got a lot of talent. Mike Williams is back. They bring in J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, Sebastian Stay, Austin Johnson. Everything's looking very good. Not to mention that Brandon Staley is one of the better, especially defensive-minded coaches in football. It's going to be a lot of fun, but we do need to talk about overall what are some concerns for this team. And again, this is coming from ESPN. This is not my own words. A lot of the times when I'm reading articles, people are like, dude, now how can you say that? I'm not the one saying this. This is an article, so I'm gonna respond to it. But so the first question mark for the Chargers is just this team. Are they ready for a playoff run? We know the offense is, but it's gonna come down to the defense. It has been significantly bolstered, though. Of course, you've always had Joey Bosa. He's one of the best players in football, but you now pair him with several guys that I just named. Actually, I do think that Morgan Fox is going to be a big addition to this team as well, up the middle. There's just a lot of big bodies on this football team. They're going to be tough to beat. And I can't wait to see how the Raiders go about facing this team. I know most people would be like, unless you're a Charger fan, like they're going to be like, oh, well, the Chargers have to beat the Raiders. To me, as someone that isn't a Charger or a Raider fan, I think the Raiders have to beat the Chargers. And I know that they did last season, but still, the Chargers were competing with, the 30th ranked defense with a horrible run defense, with a mediocre offensive line at best, as being generous. This team is going to be extremely difficult to be able to figure out because you can't run the ball on them anymore. And when you're on defense, I mean, how do you stop all these weapons? How do you stop Mike Williams? Remember, the beginning of last season, he was the alpha on this team. I still do believe Mike Williams is the most talented receiver on this football team. I've always believed in Mike Williams' talent. The question is just it's not even health. It's just, of course, I guess consistency. Can we see Mike Williams this season figure it out for a whole season? If he can do that, I mean, you're looking at a top 10 wide receiver in all of football. Keenan Allen, he's been consistent the past several years. I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. I do think that the Chargers could have benefited from another receiver on this team, don't get me wrong. But they also do have Josh Palmer, who most people like. Actually, everyone likes. I've never heard any slander to Josh Palmer, and I listen to a ton of different podcasts. Some of the brightest guys in the football community are very high on Josh Palmer. You can see, I believe that was him that just caught a pass right there. It was only for a glimpse of second, but not to mention that Zion Johnson, Austin Eckler, you go out and get a backup that has multiple Super Bowls in Sony Michelle. You draft a running back. Everything is going to be on full display offensively. It's just going to come down to the defense. Can the Chargers defense shut teams out? Can they get crucial stops? And if they can, yes, they will be ready for a deep playoff run. And I don't see why they wouldn't. But again, they have to go out there and show it. So that's just my thoughts on that point. The second point is that will Staley still go for it on fourth down? The answer to this is yes. He definitely will continue to be aggressive. And remember, I mean, he's a second year coach. He's not going to apologize for it. We want to have a team that's fearless. It's not scared to meet a moment, Staley said. The Chargers went for it on fourth down 32% of the time, the highest rate in the NFL, and converted 65% of their fourth down tries, which ranked tied for fourth in the league in 2021. I know a lot of fans were upset with the Chargers for going for it. If they had just kicked field goals, they would have won. They would have had a much better season. But again, I love the aggressiveness from head coach Brandon Staley. Frank Reich of the Colts is a lot similar. When you have Justin Herbert and these weapons, you've got to go for it. You've got to take chances. And it shows that this team is fearless. They're not afraid of anyone. The Chargers aren't afraid of the Chiefs or the Raiders or the Broncos or my Colts or the Bills or the Bengals or the Patriots or the Bills. Like, did I say Bills? I don't know. I might have said them twice, but probably understandable. The Bills are really good. Definitely will be the favorites to win it all this year. The Chargers aren't afraid of any of those teams. And the reason for that is because they've got a good team, but also they're not afraid to take chances. And eventually, going for it on fourth down will win the Chargers a very big game, or it will get them in the playoffs or something. So, sure, you doubt it when it doesn't work, but when it does work, you look good for it. That's just what it comes down to. That's what gambling is. So I do respect Staley for doing that. And he is one of the brighter coaches in the league, especially, like I said, defensively. I remember when he worked out the third pick in the draft. the corner out of LSU, Derek Stingley Jr., I remember he just said, like, yeah, this kid's going to be a superstar. And of course, I wanted him just as much as you did on this team, but the Chargers didn't have the assets to be able to go up and get that pick. It would have been too much, and it would have, kind of would have just it would have taken way too much of their future cap flexibility. But they got their guy in Zion Johnson. He's been one of the better rookies in football. So the next point is that will the Chargers defense ever make a stop? So this kind of goes into already what we talked about. We have to see it, of course, to believe it, but I just don't buy into the fact that the Chargers defense will not be elite next season. It was already a pretty, I'm not going to say it was a good defense, but it really lacked in stopping the run, and they weren't able to run the scheme they wanted to. So now that they did go out there and stuff the middle and add in a guy like Khalil Mack, and not to mention that in the secondary they'll have more time because of J.C. Jackson. They've got the best safety duo in football in Adderley and James. Yeah, this defense will be getting a ton of stops. This defense will be winning them games. It won't just be the offense this year. It won't just be Justin Herbert. Absolutely. And moving on from that, is the special teams finally special? On paper, it definitely is trending that way, but it's impossible to be certain given the history of lackluster special team performances. I know that the Packers last season, they ended up losing in the playoffs after getting they had the 1 seed, they had a bye, and then they come out of the bye and they lose to the 49ers. They miss a chip shot, they get a field goal block, they get a punt block for a touchdown. The Chargers special teams isn't that bad, of course, but they did re-sign Dustin Hopkins. They picked up a Pro Bowl long snapper, Josh Harris. J.K. Scott is a fourth-year punter. They've got DeAndre Carter. They brought him in. He's a return specialist. He can also play in some wildcat formations, so he's going to be very versatile. Troy Reader, he's a linebacker, special team standout in the past 3 seasons for the Rams and for agency. He comes in. All 8 of the Chargers draft picks also made the initial 53-man roster, including several late round picks who will be expected to play significant special teams roles. When asked about safety JT Woods and cornerback, I'm just going to butcher that, I'll just call him Leonard. Staley pointed out that the rookie speed and the effect it should have on the unit. So it goes to show that, and that's going to be the article, the Chargers, they do have some question marks, but they've addressed all of those. It's just going to come down to health. It's going to come down to health, man. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe. Definitely thank all of the comments that I got for not knowing the backup right tackle. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that Staley named him the starter. Yeah, dude, it's not like I have multiple more channels to run and I'm full-time in college, but appreciate the real ones, man. That's why I make videos. I don't make videos for the money. Could care less about it, guys. I do it because of the fans. I do it because of the support that I've had since day one. Chargers is my favorite channel out of all the ones I have. We had hit 1,000 subs in 2 weeks. I don't think I'll ever do that again. 2 weeks, 1,000 subs, that's ridiculous. Let's get it, bro. Let's get this video to 100 likes, bro. 100 likes, man. Stay blessed, y'all. Peace.